Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Avengers, issue number 34. I think I'm the only person in the world who's still reading this book at this point. Let's get talking about who made it, and we'll talk about the book itself. Age of Khonshu, Part 2, The Fist of Vengeance by Jason Aaron and Javier Guerrin. Jason Keith is the color artist, VC's Corey Petit on letters, cover by Matteo Scalera and Rachel Rosenberg, Carlos Loud doing the graphic design, and Avengers were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So basically, Moon Knight has been beating everybody up, and now he's beaten up everybody in the world to the point where the only people left he could fight are other Moon Knight Khonshu worshippers. So then he decides, I'm going to go beat up Moon Knight himself, or the Khonshu himself. But when he gets into the room where Khonshu is, he's actually laying on the ground going, "Please kill me, I'm so scared. The boogeyman's going to come get me." You think I'm joking. No, this really happens. So then to show how scared he is, they go and they kill Mephisto. I've been reading Ed Brisson's Ghost Rider. They just took Mephisto back to hell. So how did they kill him in this one? How is he still in prison when last week he was freed? I think methinks me detect some Bendis type writing in here. Anyway, no Bendis speak, but the whole I'm not going to pay attention to what anybody else is doing because So apparently Black Panther is now the most powerful character on the Avengers team, at least, if not the entire universe, because even though Thor just got upgraded to Godhead and Black Winter person thing, anyway, he got beaten up in the previous issue. They killed Mephisto with Mjolnir. They're able to use it on Earth now because they duct taped 2 onks to the front. I think somebody drew a picture of a pee-pee on the front of this comic book or something like that. It must be, but like it's one of those optical illusions, so it looks like it's an actual Marvel comic book. It's actually just a bunch of. It says like "obey." When I take off my glasses, that's I couldn't see. These are the wrong glasses. They're not the good Oakleys. I think they were, right? So anyway, the Ray-Bans. I think they were Ray-Bans. That's what they were. So anyway, yeah. So now like Black Panther is tied up. Black Panther has claws now. No, naturally on his hands, like he doesn't have fingernails like normal human beings. He's evolved into an animal. At this point, he's got claws, giant-sized freaking claws like a cat. Because of course he does. And they're gigantic freaking chains bigger than my body. Each link is bigger than my body. And apparently that's not enough because they've also decided to use some like metal wire, jute twine, whatever it is, to attach a bunch of onks to several of the links to really strengthen it, because of course they do. And they're like beating up on Black Panther, and he's like, I'm gonna punch Khonshu right in the face. I'm sure he would, because yeah. And then Moon Knight shows up, and they kind of talk, and then they leave, and then Black Panther escapes. He breaks out of all the chains and everything like that, because of course he does. And then, like, they're 50... I don't know what's going on. Tony and Carol are with the Star Child, who's picking giant booger snot out of the nose, and they're fighting mummies in the Sahara. And they're talking about how they're mommy and daddy, but they're fighting. And I think Jason Aaron is the reason why my parents got divorced. No, that's how much I really hate his writing right now. I don't know what this guy is doing. Like, I despise this person at this point. I don't know what this is. All I can think, I don't really despise him, but I wonder, like, is Marvel going through, like, not the MCU, no, just the Marvel, the comic book guys, are they making so much money that they could just say, Jason Aaron, continue writing your hot crap? Because, yeah, all I can think of are the opportunities missed in here. What if, Professor Bill's speculation in this video. Imagine if, and it's probably going to suck, but whatever. Imagine if instead of this crap, all right? Imagine if instead it's just Black Panther's in, he's doing his stuff in the Avengers Mansion, and he's been doing stuff in America, and he's been doing stuff away from Wakanda. He's been spending time away, and finally he decides to go back to Wakanda just to make sure things are in order, because he's technically still the king, right? Over in Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America, he's leading Captain America and stuff like that, apparently. I don't know what's going on. This guy's like the great... They made a big movie, and of course you can't say that he's anything but the great. He's more powerful than Thor and Doctor Strange now, because of course he is, right? So instead, what if he goes back to Wakanda and is like, you know, hey guys, just make sure everything's in order. And then he starts noticing some things are kind of weird. People are acting suspicious. And he's like, shouldn't they be suspicious of me? Isn't that the way that things have always been? Suspicious of outsiders? And I'm kind of being seen as an outsider before? I don't know. I don't know. So, that would be like a Don McGregor Black Panther, right? So anyway, they're sitting there and it turns out that, like, you know, the Moon Knight guys, you know, the Moon Knight cult, all right? They still exist. Unlike in here, though, in the Avengers comic book, they're here in Bill's Earth 6-1 Bill. That's what it is. It's Earth 6-1 Bill. And they're subverting everything. And they're not even turning people away from converting people away from the Panther God. They're even converting away people from the White Gorilla tribe, the Jabari. So there's more and more being subverted because the king's been away. And now the king's back. Like, hey, what a great time to kill the king. And then we could truly take over. So he leaves. He barely escapes with his life. And when he gets back, the only people he really turn to at this point are the only people he's been making his bed with, and that's the Avengers. And it's like, come and help me. So like, hey, we should actually get Moon Knight, because he knows about this cult. I'm sure if there's people worshiping Khonshu, he would know about it. And it turns out Moon Knight's actually been behind it. And there's the cultist right there. And nobody steals Mjolnir on the moon and duct tapes onks to it. No, they have this fight because they're able to, like, separate the guys. And they really just want the Black Panther because they've got Wakanda now, which means they've got the vibranium. And that is what separates everything. And they decide, you know what? We're going to start making sales of vibranium. Very, very simple, very simple. Not I'm going to blow up things with a giant freaking mad bomb. Kudos Jack Kirby for that. No, instead, we're just going to start selling Wakanda to Russia and North Korea and China and Iran and the U.S. All the dangerous countries. We're just going to start selling. Very simple. Like, look how simple you keep this. I don't think that this story sucks. Shit, I kind of want to see this. Anyway, so, like, just, it doesn't have to be this nonsense. It doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to do the whole super... And Scott Snyder was going through a really hard time in his life when he was doing the freaking Justice League book where it was this crazy, right? This crazy. I don't know what Jason Aaron's going through, but bro, instead of writing comics, seek a therapist. Because at this point, I don't know what you're doing here. And enough with the stupid, cheap and easy Jersey jokes, the whole punching down nonsense. My God, man. It's like comic skaters get on your ass for doing freaking strong female leads and making fun of Trump. So instead you're like, I'm going to make Jersey jokes instead. You are weak. You are weak for doing stuff like that. Dude, be real. Stop having Carol and Tony reduced to playing mom and dad, playing house with mummies. This is Carol Danvers. I'm sorry. Did we not see the movie? She could just fly through she could fly right through. Good. Attach an onk to her. You know what I'm saying? She could fly right through Khonshu. Now what? He's cowering on the ground anyway. He's afraid of everything. But she's having a hard time with mummies. With mummies? Really? Mummies? I don't know what's going on. I want my story instead. They're not going to hire me. They want this stuff. Marvel, they want this stuff. They don't want actual sensible stories where it's like there's actually some intrigue built up instead of just, hey guys, I've got a whole truck full of flashbang grenades. Let's just start lobbing them everywhere. No, because eventually the glitz and the glam and the joy, it all goes away. It all just disappears. This is fluff. And I'm tired of reading fluff. Can I have something that I can actually, it's not just about enjoying it, because I can see how you could enjoy this, sure, you know, just, you know, oh, this is crazy, but this is stuff that nobody's ever going to remember. This is not the stuff from the 80s. This is not even the stuff from the late 90s. No, it actually is a lot like the stuff from the late 90s. Dude, this is nothing that anybody's going to remember, at least not fondly. It's going to be that waking up in a cold sweat. Freaking Streets of Poison. Super Soldier Serum was just steroids. Oh my God. it's going to be stuff like that. No, man. I think that we deserve better. That's what I think. This is just fluffy stuff. It's not going anywhere. Just be honest. Who here, by a show of hands, who here actually believes that any of this stuff is actually going to go someplace where we're going to say, holy crap, that was amazing? No. None of this is useful. I don't know why at this point we're still accepting this. I'm making a vow. I'm getting to the end of this Konshuth stuff. If this doesn't blow my freaking socks right out the damn window, then I'm throwing this stuff out the window. I'm getting sick and tired of paying $3.99 for fluffy stuff. I got a cat. I got a fluffy. You're cute. I'm getting tired of bad comics. And you could have a little stretch of, oh, that wasn't really great, but, you know, I know it's going to come back strong. I'm so done with reading. I think that the COVID thing's really done it. Look. Marvel doesn't watch this stuff. Nobody watches this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nobody of any, you know, great important who can actually have a say in things is actually going to watch this stuff. Let's be realistic. And I guess in some ways it's a shame, because I just look at it as, dude, if Marvel doesn't recognize right now, people stopped buying comic books because comic books weren't for sale. We could go back to that. We got the movies. And bro, if Marvel shuts down tomorrow, we're still going to have those movies until we get sick of them. But then don't worry, because then in 10 years, they'll start doing remakes anyway. We're always going to have our superheroes. I don't need your hot trash coming to my doorstep. Actually, I'm going to the comic book store and get it. I don't get it, so it's not really coming. I'm going to its doorstep. Cool. Most of us been in quarantine anyway. You know what? We can just stay in quarantine. I'm okay with it. I'm Gen X. I'm used to being indoors anyway. Latchkey, baby. I'm so done with stupid, go nowhere, fluffy storylines that nobody's going to remember, nobody's going to recall. Even if somehow, some way somebody does, it's going to be to make fun of it. I think it's time to start cleaning house. And honestly, with all due respect in the world, Jason Aaron will probably start writing a whole lot better if Marvel shit cans him and he goes off to Image Comics or starts doing his own line, and he actually has to stop being lazy and writing this lazy garbage that I'm reading. If he goes out and he says, damn, I need to start earning my paycheck again, because it's been a long time, bud, since he's been earning a paycheck. So you know what? Honestly, I think the best thing that Marvel could do for themselves, for the Avengers, and for Jason Aaron is just fire him. You want to call me mean? You want to call me a jerk? You want to call me bad names? Go ahead, bud. Go ahead. I don't even care at this point. I'm so tired of seeing Avengers and going, wow, because I gave up Captain America. I'm giving up Avengers pretty soon. I'm giving up so many comic books. And at what point is Marvel getting... And this is not just about me. I don't live in a bubble. I look at other people's stuff. I read reviews. I look around. And people, for the most part, aren't happy with it. Oh, wait! No, Marvel has an echo chamber. They give comic books for free to certain people. I'm not one of them. They give comic books for free to certain people, the PDF or whatever copies that they send out to certain reviewers. They usually give 7s or above, 7s to 10s, you know what I'm saying, for these comic books. They're usually giving pretty good reviews. And at the very least, they're not making suggestions like, fire Jason Aaron. And that's the thing. Marvel makes its own echo chamber. Here's free comic books for you to read, buddy. Look at all the money you're saving. So now they don't have to worry about that. Now they get to just sit back on their laurels and say, some people like this. It's the exact same stuff that happened with freaking Bendis over in Superman. Well, some people like this stuff. You're only looking at the reviews from the people you're giving the comic books to. I'm paying money for these comic books. I actually have something to lose instead of 5-10 minutes of reading time. This has until the end of this storyline. It might not even get that. Which means that Jason Aaron's already written those things. Those comic books are already depressed. They're just waiting to send them. So it's not even like Aaron has a chance to change his way. No! No! If you haven't already done it, you're not going to do it. That's the rest of this review. You can just play this review for 16 more times if you want. It's basically going to be me seeing the same thing. Jason Aaron doesn't have what it takes to write in Marvel anymore because I think he's just gotten too comfortable. Whatever. I'm evil. Sure. I'm out also. Bye. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.